it's very important that we take action today to recognize that we are making a very significant change to the chemical constituency of the atmosphere and the oceans, and one that is almost impossible to reverse. I think, when we look back on these days in the future, we want to be able to say that we did the actions that were right, the actions that were important. The scientists all say that these bad things are going to happen. It's like 97%. So say, well, to your grandkids or kids, well, did nobody tell you? No, it's no, everyone was telling us. Okay, so why didn't you do anything?
Right now, we are facing a man-made disaster of global scale. Our greatest threat in thousands of years, climate change. If we don't take action, the collapse of our civilization...
In the height of the United Nations Climate Change Conference in 2018, politicians, environmentalists, and youth leaders all over the globe sat down together to talk about the severity of climate change. In the conference, all the countries agreed to implement the Paris Agreement, which was a rulebook on how the government will measure and report on emission-cutting efforts. It is evident that tensions have risen over climate change, with 11,000 scientists from 154 countries gathering to warn the population of a climate emergency. Global warming and climate change has also sparked youth to take to the streets for climate strikes. However, climate strikes does little to make a dent in the problem of climate change. Climate change is a phrase everyone understands. It is the change in the global or regional climate patterns, attributed largely to the increased levels of atmospheric carbon dioxide produced by human activities. These are the same activities that have allowed humans to build their modern civilization, and these are the activities that will take humanity backwards if all of them were to vanish at the same time. We have unintentionally created weapons of mass destruction. The factories, the vehicles, the air conditioners, the canned sprays are all weapons that destroy the earth, all contributing to creating the greenhouse gases that cannot be immediately rectified. And even if we stop these activities, the 1.3 billion tons of food we waste yearly will still release methane, a gas that is 21 times the global warming potential of carbon dioxide. By this graph, which compares the temperature difference since the 19th century, shows us how much our greenhouse gases is affecting the planet's climate. Carbon dioxide is also dissolving in the oceans, increasing the acidity of seawater, killing aquatic life at the bottom of the food chain, causing a domino effect that will end all aquatic life in the oceans, also increasing the temperature in lakes, causing algae blooms to occur and water to turn green, which will reduce the oxygen levels and turn lake waters into dead zones. The human advancement is a parasite. It's destroying the ecosystem, disrupting the balance of nature, and we are trying to undo over 3 billion years of evolution, dating back even before the prehistoric era where the dinosaurs used to rule the land. If we don't stop now, there will be no turning back. There will be no tomorrow as the earth collapses under our pressure. The sea levels, the polar ice caps, the plants, the animals, the land. The waves are crashing. The earth is crying. We have to stop. Welcome to Halcyon. We are a company who are dedicating all of our energy and resources towards reducing the effects of climate change Currently, we have two projects that are in the works. One is to reduce methane and one is to reduce carbon dioxide. Both are under the supervision of Professor Khor. And why not let her explain to us in detail what these projects are?
Our new contraption is a food storage that anyone can access. So basically, when you put the food into the contraption, the people can come and get it for free, and that's why we have named it Come and Get It. The top section is going to be allocated for cooked food, while the bottom section will be for cold food. To keep the food fresh, we have designed it so you don't have to heat it manually. Instead, it can be heated naturally by using the sun rays. The glass is going to be curved in such a way that the sunlight can be refracted to warm the food and kill bacteria. While the bottom part is going to be added with eco-coolers that can turn slow air into fast air, making the area cooler. There is also a fan that will suck out hot air and create a continuous airflow to reduce the temperature further. The top section and bottom section will be separated by an insulator so the two temperatures don't mix. Now, this contraption will be placed on the hotel, restaurants, and supermarket. So, the owner can place all their uneaten food to the contraption and notify the people through the social app and Come and Get It app by pressing a button. This contraption will help to reduce the methane released to the environment as well as feed the hungry people. And we are hoping it will revolutionize the way we live when it is implemented. We are also developing a paint that absorbs carbon dioxide which can be used to produce fuel or as fertilization. It is going to be a resin which is in liquid form, so it can be applied on buildings as paint. When the resin paint applied solidifies, the resin will have an exceedingly high affinity to carbon dioxide, hence absorbing it in a chemical reaction. When it rains, the water will release the carbon dioxide and wash it down. Tanks can be placed at the bottom of buildings to collect the carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide can then be mixed with hydrogen in a reaction to create hydrocarbons, which can reduce the use of fossil fuels. The carbon dioxide collected can also be modified to make fertilizer, which can be used in plants. This will dramatically increase plant growth and quality of food production, thereby benefiting all parties.
Now this project comes with a lot of questions. One of the questions is, how are you going to get funds for the projects? Now, let's take Malaysia as an example. The government spends about 2 billion on waste separation and 2.3 billion on environmental protection. So I think suffice to say that the funds are not the issue. And we're not even talking about the other countries and how much they are spending on solving climate change. That's why using a bit of funds and investing in our projects is going to go a long way into helping climate change. Now, of course, there is going to be the question of why don't we plant trees to solve climate change? Well, our paint project can actually be more effective than individual trees by about over 3,000 times. So I think the project is going to help immensely. Now the most important question is, of course, people asking, will this actually help the planet? Will this actually solve climate change? And to that I say, if we don't even try, will we ever succeed? And I think if we humans don't even want to try and reverse what we're doing to the globe, I think it would be better for the planet if we didn't exist.